Good morning. Still have the flu. A friend of mine just suggested something I've heard of before. We used to call this a hot toddy. I'm going to take that lemon. I'm going to take that honey. I'm going to put it in a hot tea, a hot green tea. That's what we used to call a hot toddy. But it is supposed to ease the sore throat of the flu or the COVID or whatever the hell these bugs are these days. Who knows what these bugs are? I think they're making new bugs every day, to tell you the truth. I did a video one time of this doctor who had a firm belief that they're introducing new bugs to the earth, and I gotta say that's probably sounds like something. It probably sounds like something the government would do. Look how hot that is. So if you're suffering from the flu or COVID or something like that, sometimes what Mama said to do, now this is going to be some lemon juice. See if I can get any in the actual cup. And then for good measure, I'm just going to put the whole thing in there. Can't hurt, right? Give the unwashed dishes. Now I'm gonna. Now this is a little cheap Walmart jug, but I just use that jug. But they actually use good local honey when I use honey. I don't like to trust Walmart honey, because they take that honey from this country, they sell it to China, and then China cuts it with all kind of unnatural stuff that God knows what's all in it, and sells it back to us as honey. And the way the laws are, all of our laws have been designed for the past 20 years. Now that is whipping cream, heavy whipping cream. Looks gross, I know, but let me try to find me a spoon. And that heavy whipping cream it looks gross. But it's going down the hatch. Had you till you saw all that clabbered now stuff, didn't it? Okay. Oh, that tastes good. Which brings me to the purpose of this video. A friend had told me this morning, reminded me to make a hot tea toddy. He did the most interesting video a couple of weeks ago. For whatever the reason, the video erases. He erases a lot of his videos, not sure why, but when I get to catch them, they're usually very good. And he did a video on autonomy. I think it was something what the word sounded like, but it was very much about addiction. It's about the functions of our brain, the things that it does automatically. Like there are certain parts of our brain that, like when we're sleeping, we're unconscious, it allows us to keep breathing without stopping breathing, which is a good thing. And I got to thinking about that. There's a lot of part of our bodies that are answerable to this autonomic nerve reaction. And as I get older, I can sense them more and more all the time. Like, you ever notice, I mean, this may be kind of gross, but when you got to pee real bad, when you're walking to the gas station, and you put your hand on that door to go into that bathroom, all of a sudden you got to pee 10 times worse than you did when you were walking through that parking lot. Because your brain kind of automatically knows you're fixing to pee, so it starts letting go of your bladder before you're ready. It sounds like a silly model there to talk about, but it's true. Our brains get hooked on the pathways that it took last time. Those pathways our brain wants to travel that they've already traveled. This is where addiction comes from. It's horrible to be addicted to a bad thing, and it's equally wonderful to be addicted to a good thing. I notice in my studies in the morning that if I stay deep in my studies, then the dreams that I have in the night from what I call my helpful spirit, they come abundantly because I'm in that auto groove. Whereas if I noticed when I got this flu, I couldn't read, I was getting dizzy, so I had to lay off on my studies for a couple of days. And I started to change. I didn't have the same dreams. I didn't have the same emotional revelations that I normally have. And it dawned on me that I'm very much in play with these auto responses. It affects our brains. And our brains is the first step to spirit. So, just something I thought that maybe we should all think about a little more. How being atomically, our nerves, having these pathways that are set down in our minds, can lay down good things for us just as quick as it can bad things. So our habits, if they're good, we'll become hooked on good habits. And we'll have the benefit of good habits. Just as if we get hooked on bad stuff like gambling or drinking or fighting, everything can fit in this thing I'm talking about. You ever notice some people, they're more given to the spirit of fighting than anything else. And you can count on them to start a fight with you, whether it be politics or whatever. It's because those pathways in their brain are already laid down, and the brain picks those pathways before it picks a new one. It says it takes 21 days to break that cycle about the brain and those old habits. It takes 21 days to break it. That's an interesting thought. If we read the Bible 21 days, we would probably be hooked on reading that Bible in a good fashion. Whereas if we don't read the Bible for 21 days, we're probably setting in a bad addiction that keeps us from the well of truth and happiness. So with that being said, I'm going to knock out my hot toddy. Oh, that's soothing. Looks gross, but very soothing. I love you guys. Hopefully I can get back in my studies, into the videos. I know there's not a lot of people that watch these videos, and I understand exactly why. But the ones that do watch them are my brothers and sisters and my grandchildren. And this is why I make them. My family and my friends. And who knows, maybe someday, years down the road, my family will be large. Who can say? So with that being said, have a good day, everybody. It looks like it's starting out to be quite a nice morning. I got the cats trying to share my hot toddy. Y'all have a beautiful day.